Hi everybody. This is Ava filling in for John. Welcome to Mertech.com's daily news wrap-up. We are sharing dozens of videos from a wide range of producers that provide you with no-nonsense, common sense, logic, and truth. I am following these channels and given these videos a thumbs up. The links to these video channels are in the description box below. Please follow Mertech on Rumble and give me a thumbs up on this video and share this information far and wide. This great news wrap-up will begin approximately 9:30 p.m. tonight. Don't miss it. Thank you and may God bless.
Hi, everybody. This is John Murphy at Mertech.com with your daily news wrap up. Okay, here we are on June the 15th in the year of our Lord 2025. Running a few minutes late here because I had some technical issues with my live stream podcast. I had to restart that, do a part B on that, and that put me actually about 15 minutes late. So let's go ahead and click over here on my daily news, Mertech daily news wrap up playlist. Got some information that dropped from News Nation about Newsom guilty of dereliction of duty in Los Angeles. That dropped about 3 minutes ago. Then we're going to go with some Benny Johnson and some more information about News Nation 1.5 million undocumented migrants with final orders. And then I got a little information here from the Y Files. This is not political. This is just I'm following this channel, and he has some very interesting information. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and include this in my playlist. There's a lot of information in here about the Minnesota shooter and, of course, ICE. But let's go ahead and get this started. Let me click the play all.
Joining us to talk.
Let me pause that. And hopefully the audio will come through. Let me go ahead and give News Nation a thumbs up on this. And if you don't mind, if you would go ahead and just scroll down and give me a thumbs up on this video that you're watching, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you're not following my channel, please do so, because I produce this daily news wrap up of the information that takes place during the day that you're not going to get on the mainstream media, where we try to offer truth, no nonsense, common sense, logic, and truth. So please join us. Subscribe to the channel, follow the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And without further ado or interruption, let's keep our fingers crossed that the audio comes through on this. Thank you very much and enjoy.
Joining us to talk more about the anti-ICE protests is Steve Hilton, California Republican gubernatorial candidate. Steve, it's good to have you back on. Thanks for making the time.
Great to be with you. Thank you.
So I want to get your take here. More than 500 arrests over the last 10 days. What is your reaction to the protests and the violent outbreaks in the LA area this week?
Well, of course, it's really good to see that we're not witnessing anything like the riots that we saw a week ago. There's no burning cars. There's no mass rioting of the scale we saw then. But it's still disturbing that we have police officers being injured, the fact that the curfew is still in place, and so on. On the other hand, it's encouraging that they seem to be finally getting to grips with the situation, and it is declining. But the question everyone has is, well, why wasn't this done at the beginning? Why didn't we have a firmer response right at the start? And I think then we could have avoided so much of the destruction and the terrible damage to California's reputation, to the reputation of Los Angeles. Remember, we have the Olympics coming, Super Bowl, Soccer World Cup. This is not what we want to project to the world about our city and about our state. So let's hope that it continues to decline and local law enforcement continues to keep on top of it.
So President Trump, of course, and California Governor Gavin Newsom have been going back and forth about the National Guard issue. I don't know how closely you follow Newsom on social media or TikTok, but there has been a noticeable shift in tone as well, really pointed, as some might say, mocking, almost taking a page out of Kamala Harris's presidential campaign. What are your thoughts here?
Look, I think the way that Governor Newsom has behaved in this whole story saga, the more I think about it, the worse it is. The more we're learning about what happened, the real dereliction of duty that he showed is becoming more and more apparent. So instead of actually doing his job, as you say, he's engaging in these kinds of, very personal attacks, trolling President Trump, really playing politics with this instead of actually really trying to run things properly. The specific thing I'm referring to is that we now know that just a little over a week ago, on Friday, when this all started in Los Angeles, ICE officers, federal law enforcement officials, whatever you think about the job that they're doing a job given to them by the President of the United States on a policy platform that he was elected to deliver. They're doing their job. They're being confronted by protesters. They are worried about their safety. They're being they feel under physical threat. They requested help from the LAPD, from the Sheriff's Department, and they were denied. They were denied support and help by local law enforcement. And instead of actually stepping in at that point and Governor Newsom saying, that's not acceptable. We can't allow law enforcement officials to fear for their safety and not protect them. He did nothing. And you hear stories now of local law enforcement kept for 15 hours in a parking lot waiting for orders to deploy as the riots were beginning. Nothing happening. Total dereliction of duty from Gavin Newsom. And so I think all this political partisan point scoring that he's engaging is really just trying to deflect from his own failures.
Let me ask you, with the time we have left, on what Jorge Ventura was just reporting on, the Trump administration telling ICE to pause raids on farms, on businesses, hotels, and restaurants. Do you agree or disagree with this move?
Well, it's certainly, I want to take a step back on this. Like, I'm on the road in California the whole time, especially in the Central Valley of California, the biggest agricultural area in the world. And for the last few years, I've been told by agricultural employers that a huge proportion of their workforce is illegal immigrants, because we're sitting on top of a broken system that's been broken for 40 years plus. Everyone knows it's broken, and because it's so broken, everyone is complicit in breaking the law. The illegal immigrants themselves, and we all can see they come here for a better life, to work hard, but they come because the jobs are there. Why are the jobs there? Because we've got a welfare system that pays millions of Californians and people across the country that you can live without actually working very comfortably. And so the jobs aren't being done. I was at a dairy farm in California just the other week. They were saying that the dairy workers who work in that operation, American citizens, they actually earn less than their partners who don't work but can live on welfare. That is a crazy system. So what we're seeing now is the Trump administration trying to do something to clean up a mess that Republican and Democrat administrations have left to fester for decades.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. Something extremely sinister, dark, and evil is happening in the state of Minnesota, and we're not getting the full story. Something isn't adding up here, and it's time to talk about it because lives could be at risk. There seems to be a massive cover-up, or something much darker going on. Here's what we know. A man wearing a Walter White mask showed up wearing a fake policeman's uniform and tactical gear, driving what looked like a police car. You can see right here in the ring camera footage, the